Hey everyone, it's me, Canadiensis. Welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I post new doll related videos almost every single day. And today I've got this enormous package to share with you guys from China. So I bought all of these dolls from like public sales listings that I found on Chinese websites and had them shipped to a Chinese proxy so that they would all ship together. So I did not get all of these from the same seller, to be clear. And when I'm shopping on Chinese sites, I'm really just looking for anything that piques my interest. So I'm usually looking for like factory sample type stuff, but I'm also just looking for vintage stuff or other interesting things. So this box in particular is very much a mixed bag compared to kind of what I usually get. So I'm really excited about these ones. Definitely a lot of cool stuff in here. So let's get started. So this is the first box. They individually package everything, my proxy does, so it's always like a fun game of like, oh my god, what is in this package? Because I remember what I ordered, obviously, but I have no idea what came in this particular box, so let's see. Oh my gosh, these are hilarious. So I haven't really been ordering bootleg stuff. Like, I always add them to my wish list, but I never end up following through with ordering, but these I had to get. And also because of Dollect, I'm planning on doing a lot of cataloging of bootleg stuff, so I'm a bit more inclined to buy it now so I can, like, you know, take photos of all of it. And these in particular just really interested me. So these are Lala Loopsy Girl bootlegs. Now, Lala Loopsy Girl didn't even do well enough where I would expect it to get bootlegs, and I don't even think these come from actual Lala Loopsy Girl sculpts. Like, I think they just made these up. And it's called Lala Loo Girl To Give You Bring Happy. And it's got the, like, forgot what this line was called, but like the cake themed ones here. And, oh, interesting. The safety information is in Arabic, so it must have been meant for Middle Eastern stores. That's actually really cool. If you have ever seen like this bootleg look or even just sculpt in stores, like, let me know if you're comfortable, like where you live, like what the deal is. Obviously not like your city, but just like generally the area of the world you live in. I'm always interested about that sort of thing because I feel like bootleg doll stuff just gets totally lost to time. Like nobody really keeps track of it. And it looks like she has some form of a Bratz body. Very interesting little doll. I think she is really cute. And this is the type of packaging you never see on US. I mean, you see it sometimes for US dolls, but it's really common in Europe. And then this one's green. I just ordered like the two different varieties that the seller had. This one's hair is actually not that bad. The other one's definitely polypropylene. This one most likely is still polypropylene, but it's actually kind of soft. And their dresses were weirdly nice. I paid $1, I'm pretty sure, each for these. So yeah, these are my Lalaloo girls. I don't know. I find bootleg doll stuff so fascinating. Like, if something's cute, I'm interested in it. And again, like, they don't get cataloged well, and I've never seen a Lala Loopsy Girl bootleg, so when those came up, I was like, okay, I need that. And the fact that the information on them is in Arabic is super interesting. That's really exciting to me. Because obviously, when you find things on these sites, they usually don't take good photos of it for you. It'll be like one photo of the front, so it's kind of a gamble sometimes. Like, that's why, like, just buying this, or just taking a photo of the listing that these were in, that would have been plenty of information, but it wouldn't have given me that extra context of the, like, Middle Eastern sales area. I mean, that's probably the intended sales area. I have no idea where it actually would go. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, what is in here? This is a bag of rainbow high heads. Yeah, so yeah, I got some rainbow high heads. For reasons above me, I cannot show these in this video. I hope you understand. Follow me on Twitter. You're more likely to see them there. I apologize. It's frustrating. All right, so the next box in here, this is enormous. I'm pretty sure I know what's in here just by virtue of nothing else justifying being this large, so we'll see, because I actually have some new in-box stuff this time, which you guys know, if you've been watching my Chinese hauls, that I go out of my way not to get new in-box stuff, because even if there's something pretty cool, the shipping is so expensive that I'm like, I don't know if I want to risk it, but the new in-box stuff that I got this time is actually really cool, so it was worth the risk to me. And oh my god, it's another palette of rainbow hi-hats. Oh my god, okay. Tee. Oh wow. So here we go. Reasons out of my control, I will not be showing these in this video, but I will be showing them eventually, so stay tuned, follow my Twitter. All right, let's dig further in. So we've got this box. Let's see what's in. Ah, yes. Okay. So these are a lot smaller than I thought they were. Thank goodness. That helped with shipping for sure. So these are really cool, actually. These are Catwalk kitties, but they're the mini ones. I couldn't find the big ones. But I noticed that a bunch of production samples for Catwalk kitties came up for sale, so I grabbed all of the ones that I could, and they're not in great condition because these sorts of things, so these are like final production samples, so they're probably the same as the final product. I'll have to check though. But they still have the little packaging color approval sticker on them with some notes, so I thought that was pretty cool, and I would have wanted these dolls anyway if they had come up and they weren't samples from China, you know, so I would have grabbed them, because sometimes like old dead stock like this will come up on Chinese like websites, so I'm always looking for those. Like, you've noticed me buy some before, so I wanted to grab these, and I really would die to find the full-sized Catwalk kitties, but the most you ever find are just the heads from China, which is interesting. I wonder if they were assembled elsewhere, or if they just had like a huge overstock of the heads. I have no idea. But at least these were done in China fully, so I grabbed them, and I believe I have the full set here, which is pretty cool. So this one's in a different language. Score! So it says that this one's for a Russian distributor. Cool. Ooh, I wonder, it says May 20 and then a 10. Were Catwalk kitties still coming out in 2010? I don't know. So cool. Do I have different language versions? Because this one's in English. I imagine that this one was for some kind of English-speaking country. These were, I think Catwalk kitties were more popular in, like, Europe. I do think Catwalk kitties were more popular in Europe than America, but I don't know if they were popular in the UK, so I'm not sure. But I think Leonard might be a US company. Okay, so I'm wondering if this one... Yeah, okay, so these are both the same character, but the packaging is so different. Like, look at the Russian release packaging versus the US release packaging. I wonder if that followed through to final release or not, and I wonder why they did that. All the accessories are the same, obviously. Interesting. All right. I'm gonna have to really scrutinize these packages to see what's different. Luckily, the Russian release one is in the best condition, because I imagine the US release ones are gonna be much easier for me to get a hold of, like, the actual ones, if I choose to. That's actually really cool. But I think that means that we're missing one character from this set, because we have Chase. Oh, this one's little name tag came off. Toffee and Pearl. And I actually have the full-size Catwalk kitty of this one. Terrible condition, but I do have that one. I do think she might have her tail, though. So I'm missing Annika. Interesting. Okay. This is international packaging, actually. It says, it has 3 different languages there. Cool. So I'm very, very happy to have these. I thought these were super cool when I found them, and I missed out on quite a bit of really cool stuff from Leonard, which is the company that makes these, or Lannard. I don't know what you would call that, but the company that makes these, a bunch of their stuff seemingly like went up all at the same time, and I missed out on a bunch of it. But I got these and then one more thing from them, which we'll get to eventually, I'm sure. All right, this is like really tiny. I have no idea what's in here. I'm assuming some clothes. Yeah. Okay, so this is some doll clothes. I picked these out because this is Michelle's dress from Rainbow High Series 5, but without the cutout. So I thought that was super cool, and I love this dress. So this one will be like a bit easier to use for restyles, and it won't just be like, oh, that's Michelle's dress. So I don't know if this was a previous version or if this was just an incomplete one, but I grabbed it because I thought it was super, super cute. And then this jacket, working drawstring see-through. Off the top of my head, I'm not actually sure what this came with, but I don't think that this is something that I bought. I think this was like a free little extra. I mean, Michelle didn't have a jacket like this, did she? Maybe she did and it had patterns on it. Michelle, can I see you from here? Ugh, I can't. Moving on. We've got a big box. I think this has to be the Leonard stuff, because I have a couple of new in-box things still, and I think this is the only thing that they could be in, but let's find out. I have no idea. Woohoo! It's just conveniently, there's something really, yeah, these are them. There's something like really special in this package, but it appears that it's gonna end up being like the last thing that we open, and that's not intentional. I'm just opening things in order, so that's kind of funny. Okay, so these are a really obscure line of My Little Pony-like creatures. I really wanted to get these in time for my My Little Pony-like creatures video, but I didn't. I bought them around that time. Like, I had one already at my proxy, and then I went to hunt for more, and I found the rest. So, funny enough with these, I bought one because the seller only had one listed, and it looked like they had used pictures from another person because you could see other ones in the background, and I paid for one. Like, I paid the price that it said for one in the listing, and I got all of them, except like one, I think. Yeah, because I have 3 of them in here. And I think one of them is a sample, but I don't 100% recall. But anyway, I've got Tulip the Warthog, and this one, if they are samples, they just don't have the tag. And as you can see in this set there, so these are like weird My Little Pony creatures again, just like I was obsessing over a couple months ago when I made that video. A warthog is one of the most out there decisions. The others are kind of grounded in reality or have been done before, but a warthog is mind-blowing. So I was really excited to find this because these are really deep cut. Actually, they're really hard to find. I assume people who were collecting My Little Pony around this time probably know of these. They're from around 2009, but I knew of them and I really, really wanted them, and I couldn't really find them for sale much. The only ones you consistently kind of see for sale are the less weird ones, so the deer, really. So I was really hoping to find the other ones, and I did. So I really wanted the kitty, so I got the kitty. And, well, the one that I bought was this one, Goldie. But the photo it really seemed to be from another seller because it was a picture of a sample with, like, the sample tag. So I have no idea what happened here, but I'm just so glad that I got these. Unfortunately, they are most likely, like, old warehouse stock, so they're not in the best condition, but these are so cool. So this is a Golden Retriever-esque My Little Pony, which, interestingly, there weren't really a lot of dog My Little Pony creatures, even though you would expect that. There were the little pretty kitties dogs, little pretty puppies, I have no idea what they called those. And then there were I think there were dogs in little litters, but that's all that's all I'm familiar with off the top of my head. And then this guy. Mostly they did cats. Oh, and then Sweetie Pups, I guess, but Sweetie Pups is a bit out there. Like, I still don't know if Sweetie Kitties and Sweetie Pups count as, like, My Little Pony-esque things, but I don't know. Anyway, so these are also by Leonard, who made Catwalk Kitties, and Leonard generally does kind of, not bootlegs of other things, they're like, I don't know if, they're like imitation products, like they're meant to be similar enough that the same sort of customer will buy them, but they're always really unique and special, and Leonard has made some amazing lines in the past, like Catwalk Kitties, so I also just bought a huge lot of another Catwalk Kitty, or another Leonard line. And then I also got this piggy and this horse. So thank you, seller, for the free piggy and horse, I guess. We've got a bunch of small boxes to go. Okay, so I don't know what that feels like. It feels like dolls, but that's not really much of a hint because it's gonna be dolls. No, I have no idea. Oh, is this a Mycene doll? Oh, okay. Yes, I remember that. Okay. Sorry, I was like, what are those? No, so these are Disney Fairies. Someone on the Chinese shopping site, but this was months ago, they're gone, I think, had this box completely full of Tinkerbell dolls, specifically this specific line of Jack's Pacific Tinkerbell dolls. They had like this huge box full, and you could see it in the listing photo for just one. They're holding it up, but you can see like the whole box of them. And there was, in the photos, you could also see the Silver Mist box, but it was really hard to find a seller that had the Silver Mist dolls, so it seems like they were all trading around that big box of, like, factory extras they had. So interesting that they have the packaging on still. I wonder if that's applied before they go into the packaging, like, in a completely separate step, but if they don't end up in packaging, they just keep that. I have no idea. But this is a really cute Tinkerbell doll. She has a sculpted on top, and then there's some kind of like transformation gimmick, like, see, so Jack's Pacific Tinkerbell lines, like, there's some, or I should say Disney Fairies, there's some like amazing ones later in the line, right before they ended, that were like articulated and had a different face than a lot of the other ones, and the designs were super cool. So what is the deal with the wings? I wonder if these aren't the wings that go to these dolls, because I don't know how they expect me to attach this, like, interesting, but I can make my own wings, so I don't really care. Or I can just stick them on, because it looks like these were hot glued on. Like, what happened here? I don't know. But anyway, I was really excited about these, because these later line Jack's Pacific dolls, they're not really expensive online, but they're hard to find, if you can even find them for sale. So I was really, really excited to find these. And again, that's why I'm not ever only looking for samples. Usually that's what starts my quest, but I get so excited when I find these random other things like these Tinkerbell dolls. Because these have been, yeah, here's another one of those things. It's like a hot glue and a plastic line. Like, what is that? I don't know. But I always get so excited to find dead stock because these have been just sitting somewhere in a big box together. I wonder if I have screenshots of that big box for 10 years, just waiting for me to get them. Not quite 10 years. Like, the Disney Fairies Jax line actually went on for surprisingly long. Like, it went up into 2016, I think. Like, it kept going for a while. But here's the Silver Mist one. I was really bummed that I thought I was going to miss out on Silver Mist because I had so many listings with Silver Mist in them, but every time I went to buy them, my proxy would respond like, no, they only have the green one. And I was like, and then finally I ended up getting both, and thankfully I didn't have to buy a bunch of listings in order to get the Silver Mist. Ended up being cool. I ended up getting her. So yay! So happy. These are gorgeous, gorgeous Tinkerbell dolls, and I don't really have a whole lot of these later line Jax ones because I was an idiot when they came out and I didn't buy them, so now I have bought them and now I get to own them. Yay! And super cheap. I don't remember what I paid, but it was probably $5 or $6. Alright. What's behind door number whatever this number would be? Found my scissors. Let's find out. They wrap everything so well. I appreciate it, but it's stressful for the unboxing video. Okay. I think this might be a Shadow High doll head. Oh, what do you know? What a surprise! Oh no? What is this? Oh, I know exactly what this is. It's not that. So I found these, and the seller had a bunch of stuff like this, and I just thought they were really interesting, so I wanted to grab them just to assess the situation with them. So these are, I think they're from these figures called Laura, but these are I bought these ones because they were $1 and they had the clear stuff, which was super interesting. But these are those Chinese art figures, not BJDs, but these were figures. And this seller had a bunch of these ones that were cast in this dark gray material. So I think these might be sculpt tests or something. I have no idea. I just thought they were cool anyway for display. So even if they're not something special, I kind of just wanted to grab them because they were a good price and I was intrigued by them. And they sold out really fast from that seller, so maybe they are something interesting, but regardless, they're very cute. But I suspect that maybe they do, Funko does this, and it makes searching for their stuff really annoying, I'm sure, but they'll just release something that's like this, just in one color, and call it prototype, which is hilarious, because you're, getting away with selling something like this for a full price, but I have no idea. If somebody knows more about Chinese art figures, let me know. Sorry y'all, my camera just decided to stop cooperating at some point during that last clip, but I unraveled this. So what this is, it's a body from this line of Katrina type dolls, and I wasn't super familiar with those dolls, and I thought this body looked super interesting, so I grabbed it, and the date on it is 2019, and the line appears to be called Katrina's Underworld, and it's just this cool skeleton body. I should probably look harder for the actual dolls that this body would go to, but isn't it neat? It's just a pretty skeleton body. I don't know. I like a interesting doll body, and I found this and it was super cheap, so I grabbed it. And it's weirdly perfect proportions for Rainbow High dolls, so I thought this would be cool for something. I don't know. Just a cool find. That's the thing, is when I'm finding things for $1, it's yeah, that's cool. I kind of want that. So I don't have to make as big of a decision. Okay, I think legit, unless I got screwed over and the special thing is not in here, this last thing is the most special thing in here, which is kind of hilarious. Hopefully. Let's find out! Woohoo! Fun guessing game. Okay, I feel $2. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. Okay, so alright, so before I open this, I want to give you guys some backstory because this was such a triumph. So first of all, this is a doll, once I show you, you'll know, who had stock photos and pre-orders open and everything, and I was first in line on those pre-orders. I was so excited. I loved this doll line, and I pre-ordered her, and we waited and waited and waited and never heard anything, and I'm pretty sure we never got an official announcement of this doll being canceled, but she was supposed to release 2 years ago. She's gone. She's gone. She did not come out. I'm pretty sure those listings to this day are still up, by the way. They're not up where you can buy them, but they're still listed on these websites like Amazon. So I've been like passively hunting for this one. Back in either late December or early January, it doesn't matter, but it was a little bit ago, I was sent the link to one of these. And I was so excited. I paid my proxy extra to like grab the item as fast as they could. They weren't able to get it, so they refunded me, but I was so gutted because it took them like a week of, I guess, communicating with the seller to be able to tell me like, sorry, we didn't get it. And the listing stayed up for a while too. I never saw anybody else post about it, so nobody else was on the radar of it, I guess, but the listing stayed up until it mysteriously went away one day. And then a few months ago, back in I think like April, I was just scrolling through my likes list, like items that I had already liked, and I double taked. I was like, because this was there. This item was in my likes list already, and this is what I had been looking for, what I had missed out on, and what I was so devastated about. But this isn't the same doll, and I know it isn't, because there's something special in here with her, you'll see. Because the original listing was just the doll. So I have no idea what happened, if the seller had like reused a listing, or if one day I was half asleep and added this to my want list and never followed up. Like, I don't know, but I don't even know how long this listing was up, but it was pretty far down in my want list, so I have no idea. But anyway, now that I've teased you for long enough, yay! This is the unreleased Hello Kitty and Friends Kuromi doll, and she came with the Kuromi figure, which I don't think I've ever actually seen this one photographed with the doll. You always saw the doll for sale. I mean, the one time I found her, I guess, but I'm pretty sure I've seen another photo of somebody finding the listing for this doll on like Chinese websites, but I don't think anybody ever ended up like being able to purchase her and follow up and take photos. But anyway, I did. I got her. So this is the unreleased Hello Kitty and Friends Kuromi doll. So I'm probably going to do a separate review on this just so I can like LARP that I got her when she came out and I got to do my review and I was happy. But I am so glad that I was able to get her. This is like a 1 in a million sort of situation. Not even 1 in a million. Like, how many of these dolls realistically exist? Like, this was such an unlikely, astronomically unlikely, that I found, or I was able to get sent the link to the first one in the first place. Like, nobody else grabbed that first. But then that I missed out on that one, but another one came up, and it was like she called out to me, like, I manifested this. I'm joking, by the way. Like, it was fully just a listing on a shopping website and I bought her. But the fact that this doll was just sitting in my wish list with an ambiguous title, I'm pretty sure she was just titled Mattel doll, is like so cool. And this is actually extra special too, because not only do we have the Kuromi and doll situation, right? We also have the Cinema Roll doll, except she's a little different. Oh, she came with Cinema Roll too. This was what made this like elevate from like, that's pretty cool, to what? This doll is wearing a like sample version of this doll's outfit, like a test version, but in her own fabric. So like she has all the plastic accessories, like the shoes. The shoes are actually the wrong color. Cool. Like one of them, look, is the wrong color. So she's wearing Kuromi's shoes and belts, like the plastic accessories, but she's wearing her own little headband and Karapi's fabric for the little skirt, and then I think her own fabric for the actual outfit. But look at that. Isn't that weird? That is such like a random find. So I have this little tester, and I just love stuff like this because it shows you how they go about this stuff. So before they even started like actually producing this doll, they produced the outfit to be like, is this how you want it to look? Is this how you want it to fit? And it looks like they must have liked it because this is basically identical. Like the cut and everything is the same. But isn't this so cool? So that worked out. And I'm pretty sure these two dolls were supposed to release at like approximately the same time. I have no idea why they didn't. So that would explain why they were like in production at the same time, or at least that this doll was the most recent release. So they had an extra in the factory and like put all this Kuromi stuff on her just to test it out. And I am so glad that I got these. This is even more special than the one that I was so gutted to miss out on back in January. And I found this one in my want list somehow. What I'm thinking happened is the way I do my want list, I'm being very like strategic. So if I find anything Winx related, for example, I'll add it to my want list even if I don't want it, because it tells that app's algorithm like anything related to that, either visually or like the terms that are used, because they use all types of different words. Like Winx is like glamour magic girl or something. Like it's not Winx Club. Sometimes it is, but they have their own special term for it. I just don't remember what they call them off the top of my head. But anyway, sometimes if you search by that, it doesn't really come up, but in the related items is where you find the good stuff. So I'm trying to like train the algorithm, and I've done a great job. Sometimes I'll open the app and there's like prototypes on my homepage. So I've done a great job. I've done a great job training it. Like I'll open it up and it's like, bam, unreleased doll's head. And I'm like, nice. There you are. So yeah, I am very, 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 very excited to have these dolls. I think they're super cool, and I definitely want to give them like a full spotlight. So I'll do like a full fancy nice video review for them, for you and for you guys, because I'm not sure if anybody else got their hands on these, so I want to make sure they're really well documented. And unfortunately the surprise got partially spoiled because one of the test posts I made on Dollect was of this doll, and also if you've looked at the Hello Kitty and Friends page on Dollect, I included photos of this doll back in my proxy because I didn't think Dollect was going to release before I got these. And I wanted to be able to like catalog them because that's the point of Dollect. Which if you don't know, Dollect is an interactive doll database that I founded back in January, funny enough. And it came out June 30th for people to be able to use. And it was really, really having trouble with performance issues back when it started, but now it's good. I fixed it. Yeah, so you can actually use the website. Anyway, yeah, that's it for this video. Definite by far favorite of today are these, but I'm really excited about the Catwalk Kitty samples and like all the other stuff too, but these were like the superstars. These were the gems, the shining stars, and I'm just so grateful that I managed to find these, because I don't know how many of these are actually, or obviously this one, there's not going to be any more of these out there, but this one's pretty cool, but I wouldn't have been gutted to miss out on this one. This was the one that I had this was the prize, even though this is the rarer one. I assume they didn't make a whole lot of this situation happening. But this, I had my eyes on the prize. I wanted this doll so bad. So I'm just so grateful. Like, when do you get a second chance to buy like a prototype item like this? This isn't like a prototype, like she's not, I mean, she is technically, people are really stingy about the word prototype. It just means something used in production. So even these finalized packaging samples are technically prototypes. Like, sure, you can call it just a sample if you want. But a sample is a type of prototype. Look up the word prototype, people are weird. So obviously this is like the completed doll, but she didn't actually release. So this was most likely some kind of sample, or they had started production and stopped it. But I don't favor the theory that they actually started production fully at all, because where were all these dolls? Like, where did they go? I've seen 2, so who knows? And Mattel assuredly has some, because they took photos for the stock photos. But this is my Kuromi doll, and her bestie, the Cinema Roll doll. And yeah, now I have like a really interesting Cinema Roll too. This is the Kuromi fan Cinema Roll. I think it's interesting that she has her own headband instead of this hat. I wonder if they just didn't feel like cutting this off her head. No idea. It's also interesting that she has these rubber bands. Maybe these were used in styling for her hair, but they're super dry rotted. Anyway, these were kind of like that time I found those really weird miraculous dolls that were probably some kind of sample that had the weird slightly hand-painted faces. They're not like, I looked really close at them, like with my little, I have a little handheld microscope thing that you can like really zoom in on stuff, and they're like, the factory paint is there, but they're painted over and then glossed with this weird stuff, and then they have all that writing on them. They're so weird. I wish I knew what the deal with those was. It's really weird miraculous dolls. This is kind of like that find, but these are fully unreleased, so these were a very exciting find for me, and I'm very happy. So anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I don't know, let me know what your favorite thing was and why. Okay, bye. So for some reason this package had to be signed for, which I never ordered, so that was annoying, and I got a notification that the delivery was attempted and it was at risk of being returned to the sender, and I was like, not gonna work. So I hunted down the mailman, and this is that. Okay guys, I've been driving around for 30 minutes, just relatively near my neighborhood, trying to find the mailman because it said I needed to sign for my package, and they didn't knock on the door. And I found him, look, so let's go get him. Okay, I'm gonna go get him. It has not been very long, so he has to be there. Thank you, I'm so sorry. Thank you so much.
Okay, you can disregard it.
That's the mail lady that helped me, and she literally just came by and was like, oh, you found it. Everyone, it's me, X-Canadensys. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I post new doll-related videos almost every single day, and in today's video, we have a special guest.